Sally has just started recording, so maybe we should start with our webinar if you're ready, Richard. So this morning's webinar is, just as it says, it's the Back to Basics. So it's a much loved refresher training session just to talk to you about how to use the service, everything from how to log into your partner area, how to set up a tribute page at a funeral location, a committal and a reception, adding a charity or a good cause should the family wish to fundraise in memory. We'll go through also how to hand over the page to a family, which is a lovely gift to give to your families, how to upload an order of service, and how to use a QR code to share the page. So there's all this great functionality that you're able to make use of with regard to the pages. So what I'm going to do is hand you over to Richard, and he will take you through everything from logging into your partner area.
Okay, thanks very much, Jane. Let me just make sure I can share the correct screen. Okay, you should be seeing the Muchloved website here. If you've not used Muchloved before, if you're new to our service, I know there are a few of you here. The easiest way to get to your partner area, your secure partner area, is just come to muchloved.com and click the login button here on the top right hand side. If you click login, you'll see that you'll just be asked for your login user ID, and that would be either your branch email or your personal email, depending on how your company has set you up. If you've not used it before, just following the prompt there in the light blue box, just click forgotten password and you'll be sent a link to set up a new password. Once you've done that, you will be taken to your partner area. So here's our much loved demonstration partner area. They all look very similar. They all look pretty much exactly the same. We've also got our much loved demonstration website here, just to show you how they will display on your website. All your websites will be different, but you'll all have sort of functionality: funeral announcements, donation management, funeral notice, for example. Here we've got our funeral notices. We've actually got no forthcoming funerals, so today's demonstration will add a new funeral and show you how that appears in your listings. So just back to your partner area, a couple of things just to point out. If you do need any help or assistance, we are a very helpful organisation. We're always here to provide whatever you need. Just give the number a call. You will speak to a proper human being in fairly short shrift. You're not going to get through to a big long sort of Sky type queue, or you can click on that little link there and you can send them a message that will go into our support inbox. And although I have had a quick look at it this morning and it's not working, our live chat function here will allow you to speak to somebody on using chat, but for some reason it's not working. Okay. So without much further ado, today's session is just about taking you all back to basics, just making sure you're all feeling comfortable about the service. If you've all got your mobile phones handy, it will be quite good to demonstrate the use of the QR codes. The QR codes are available on all funerals, and they can be added to the back of an order of service. So I've got an order of service here. So this gentleman here, I've added the order of service to the back there. It means you can just then at the service scan that and be taken to the tribute page. And I will demonstrate that. So if you have your phones handy, that will be very helpful. Okay, so without much further ado, I will go ahead and start to create a tribute. So on the top right hand side, we've got the create a tribute button. Simply click that and you'll see there's just 4 sections to complete to get a page up and running. There's nothing technical in here, just simply answer the questions as you're asked them. On this first page, we want to add some personal information. Anything with an asterisk is compulsory. So here we're going to create a tribute page for Ryan Telford, a fictional Ryan Telford. Now I only need to put in the first name and last name as compulsory information, but obviously you can flesh this out with more information. Middle name, if Ryan was known by a nickname, you can add that in as well. You can obviously select the gender, and you can select his date of passing. So Ryan passed away on the 12th. And you can also add his date of birth. The quickest way to get to the date of birth, if you click on the month here, you'll be taken to the year. If you click on the year, you'll be taken to the decade, and if you click on the decade, you'll be taken to the century. And you can then sort of scroll back. So Ryan was born in 1965 in August 25th. So that's probably the quickest way of adding the date of birth. Now, if you've been sent a order of service picture, so we've got the order of service picture there for David, you can upload that picture at this stage. You can do it at a later stage. If you click select picture, you can add that appropriate file there, and that's already been uploaded. You can just drop and drag that into that area. You'll notice that some basic words of tribute have been created once we've added that basic information. You can always embellish this, you can always change it. Maybe it's a copy and paste of the obituary notice, whatever wording you feel is appropriate, but there will always be some basic message being added. So that's it. Basic information about the deceased is complete. Simply then click Save and Continue. And we're now asked to add some information about the funeral. This will then, the information you add here will then be published on your website, and the dates that get added help to, well, do create the chronological order that they appear in. First of all, we have to give the funeral a title. You can enter your own, or you can use one of our preset titles there. And we'll select when the funeral will take place. This will take place on Friday the 30th, and you can select the time. So this will take place at 10:30 in the morning. If it's 10:20, obviously you can just change it to whatever time is appropriate. Now, your service locations, when you initially add any locations here, so you can enter the venue name, enter the address, and you can do a search for. Once you put all that information in, once you've done that once, they will then always appear in your drop-down list here. That each one will be added to your reservoir of locations, and then you only have to click it once. So entering a funeral location is as simple as entering the details, entering the address, including the postcode, doing a search for, and then that's then in your system. By default, we do include the little Google map, but you can exclude it. And the little private tick box here, this will allow the tribute to be put onto your website, but it will exclude all the funeral information. So it will stop people not attending the funeral who friends and family might not wish to be there, but it will still make the page available for people to interact with in terms of sort of donations or leaving messages. A bit like the first page, a basic funeral information, basic details about the funeral is added to the funeral in the funeral message box. But this message box is very flexible, and it allows you to add any information, for example, about sort of bright clothing or a football shirt to be added. You can also add a webcast in this box. So here I'm just going to put the Ovitus link, and as long as you click return after the .com, and you see it go blue and underlined, that will provide the hyperlink, so a clickable link onto your website. But any information that you want to impart to the mourners can go in that section there. Final section on this page are any specific donation instructions. So this is going to be sort of floral information and charitable donations as well. So in this case, the message will be family flowers only, online donations to Ryan's chosen charity. And we'll show how this information is displayed on the tribute page itself. Now, we do have the ability to add multiple locations. So if it's a church service, for example, followed by a committal, you can click the committal button there, and you can add all the relevant details. You can change the title of that, could be private committal, adding the relevant information again, the date and time, and you're at the location. And the same with the, just click the back button there, and the same with the reception details. So you can add all that relevant information in. So this could be wake, the date and the venue address, the local golf club or similar hotel, and you can just save those changes, and that will then publish those locations on your website. But here we'll just add the crematorium details. And once you've completed everything, again, just click Save and Continue. And we're then onto the charitable and good cause section. So we can collect for any UK charity. There's no restriction. If it's not in our little database, or a big database rather, you can just contact us or add the details yourself. We will obviously do our due diligence, make sure they are registered on the Charities Commission website, and we can add that in. Probably the quickest way to add a charity is just to give us a call. The number's at the bottom there. But to add a charity, just simply start typing the charity's name. So here we've got, I'll just start typing the British Heart Foundation. You can see they're all listed there. There's about 6,500 charities on our database, but we always add probably 30 a week or so. I think it might even be more than that. We've got a little a demo charity here, which I'll just add. So just type the charity's name, or you can always use its number, and you can just add that in there. Once it's been added, you notice it's on there, and you can repeat that step over and over again. So if there's multiple charities, just repeat that step over again. Now, if you have need to personalize the donations to a page, it could be maybe a ward of a hospital, it could be a particular branch of the RNLI, for example. If you click Edit Details, we will pass that information onto the charity, and they will then distribute the funding accordingly. So if this was a hospital, it might be sort of ward C16 with a brief message, or it could be the oncology ward, etc. And then those funds will be allocated to that particular sub-part of the charity. We also can point people in the direction of other fundraising. So if people have started their fundraising away from Muchloved, but they want it to continue using a Muchloved page, we can do that as well. So here we can click other fundraising, and it could be, in this case, Ryan's Park Bench Memorial Fund, and the family have started a crowdfunding page. So here we give it a title. So Ryan's Park Bench Memorial Fund, a brief description of what it's all about the campaign. And then you would then input the URL, the web address that the family would give you for the fundraising page that they're directing you to. It could be a Just Giving page, could be a crowdfunding page, or something similar. Okay, once you've added a charity, you'll see that there a little light blue prompt box has popped up. And what this is asking you for is the donation details of the next of kin. Basic details, name, address, email, and this information is then passed to the charity, so the charity can send a letter or email of thanks. It's not used for any other purpose apart from that one notification or that one contact, and it's never used for a sort of additional request for fundraising from that charity. If you do put that information in there, I won't do it for now, just for expediency, you can make this person the owner. Now, the tribute owner or the tribute guardian is our terminology for the next of kin, and they have full access to the page. It just allows them to manage that page more fully. They can upload as many pictures they wish, they can create slideshows and that kind of thing. They'll be sent an email, notification email, and they can then go ahead and start managing that page themselves. It's not compulsory, but we do highly recommend that that occurs. It means that we can get in contact with them if there's any help needed for the page. So I will just skip that for now. Final section is our themes. Now, we've got about 250 different themes. Got lots of quite neutral themes. If we click on the themes button, lots of different sort of floral themes. So if there's a particular flower for the funeral, you can select one of those. But if you want the theme to reflect maybe the life of the deceased, you could do that as well. Maybe they had a particular sporting interest. It could have been that they have a particular outdoor hobby or pursuit. We'll say in this case, Ryan was a sailor. So we can select that theme to be a sailing theme. Now, because I uploaded a picture of Ryan at the beginning, we can change the thumbnail. That's this bit on the website, so how they can be viewed. If we've not added a picture, you'll get the chance to use just the theme of thumbnail of the theme. But because we've got a picture of Ryan from the order of service, we can select that. There's Ryan, and you can get it sort of positioned as you wish, and then that will be the search. So that's it. We've chosen this theme. We're now complete, and it's going to on the final sort of does everything look okay? You have the ability to edit any of these at this stage, but rest assured you can change anything you had done. So whenever you complete the page, nothing's set in stone. So just simply complete the tribute, and you'll be reverted back to the your tribute listings in just a moment. There we are. There's Ryan's page at the top. I want to just have a quick look at what that looks like. So obviously the date that it was created was today. It's a publicly accessible tribute. That's what the open padlock is. If you click on the padlock, you have the ability to close that down and make it a private tribute, which won't be accessible by the public. If I click on the little square with the arrow, this just launches the page. This just can show you what we've just created. So there's Ryan's page. I can make a donation to the selected charity there, but friends and family can come to the page and contribute in a variety of ways. Obviously making a donation, they can come to light virtual candles, send virtual gifts, upload stories or just short thoughts and various media as well. Pages remain free for as long as the family ever wish to have them, and there's no restriction. Yeah, they can become sort of marvelous places for people to share those central memories. I mentioned they display on your website. So here, if I just go to the website and I just refresh the page, we should now see Ryan's funeral coming up in the forthcoming or upcoming funeral notices, and we can see that there. There's the hyperlink to the webcast. If I click on the webcast, we'll be taken to the Overseas website, and you can add the relevant username and password information. But I can come to your website and I can print off all the relevant details of the service. I can come to view the tribute, or I can make a donation. You can, and I'll show you how to do it, you can actually also upload the order of service now as well. And you can view the order of service, which is ideal if you're going to watch it, it's going to be watched online. So if I click on the order of service of this individual's here, I can download this, obviously a bit of a mocked up one, but it means I can follow the service in detail via your website. Okay, so I did promise you a slight bit of interaction. So if you've got your mobile phones handy, on the line of each individual, there is a QR code here. If I click on the QR code, you'll see that there's a couple here. There's one with your logo in. One small caveat is that sometimes that doesn't read quite correctly. So if you use the one without your logo, you'll be guaranteed to take people to your page. Now, if you've got your phones handy, turn on the camera or the QR reader, scan that page, and you'll be taken to Ryan's page. And that's brilliant in terms of, so you can add that to the back of the order of service there. And it means that mourners can scan that, they can make a payment to the charity using Apple Pay or Google Pay. It also means that they can upload picture and videos from their device so instantly onto the page. So it's a really great way of sharing information on the page. Hopefully a few of you have done that, so I'll just go back to the listings. I mentioned about adding an order, uploading the order of service. Well, this little symbol here just denotes that an order of service has been added, but it's nothing more complicated than clicking the plus button on the order of service column, and you can select the appropriate file. So a little PDF file, and then that's been uploaded. I know it's the wrong lady there for Ryan's page, but it's the only one I had. So there you are, that's been added. Any donations will tick up in real time, and you also can, if you so wish, light a candle on behalf of the funeral director. So here I'll just quickly light a candle. We've got a whole variety of candles, ones that burn for different periods of time. just maybe one for a couple of weeks, and all at M levels. Oops. And then that will then display on his tribute page. If we go to his tribute page now, you can see that candle's been lit there. And the functionality of the candles, that will sort of flutter away, burn away for the next couple of weeks, and it will slowly burn itself down. So after a week, it will be half as high, and eventually it will sort of snuff itself out. So that's the sort of the basics there. I will show you, actually, I won't go into too much detail, but you do have the ability to change anything that you've done. So if we've made a spelling mistake or we want to change anything in the page, if you click settings on the far right hand side next to his name, you can get into the background part of the tribute. We can change some quite high level things, the title, for example. And as we scroll down, we can see we can change anything about the funeral notice, anything about the donations. We can add a charity. We can see whether or not payments have been made, or we can delve into different parts of the tribute site itself. So we can maybe upload a new picture here. We can change the theme. Maybe we didn't want a boating theme. We can change that theme there. But also it's here, right down at the very bottom, where you can delete the tribute. So if you find yourself get yourself into a bit of a pickle, you can always delete the tribute. Or if you want to have a bit of a sandbox play, you can always have a play, and you can just simply remove that at the end. So that's kind of what I had in mind to share with you today. Hopefully, let's see if we've got any questions.
We do have one, Richard. Are there any plans to update the mobile site to mirror the website? That's a really good question. We will have to speak to the tech team to see if there's any developments planned. But saying that, we're always updating things and always looking to improve on the system.
So Tara, sorry, Tara, but when you say that, do you mean taken to your website or to the individuals? I think in our demo site we've got them set to going just to the individual's website, but certainly for your organization they go to you.
The individual, the theme doesn't appear.
Oh, it should do. Get my phone out. The theme should appear on the so I'm just going to try that myself. Oh, okay. So yeah, so it's gone to the M Lovell website. But if I click onto his tribute site, which is that, scroll right to the bottom, so I'm going to press it. That then does display all the themes. So I think we chose the sailing theme. It's not very bright, but in the background you can see the theme. So so yes, the theme does appear on the underlying tribute site itself, but they appear on your website first of all. So the journey is one of the business rationales is that it helps to boost all this fresh content that you're able to create appears on your website and encourages more web traffic to your site. So we want people to go via your website to then the individual's page. Okay, any other questions?
I think that's it, Richard.
Okay, so hopefully that was useful for some of you. If you've got anybody else in your organization, I know Tara, if you want anybody else to sort of have any of these sort of sessions, then you can just let me know. Can we improve how the photo appears on Facebook?
Is there a share button? I want an easy way to share the site to the.
Yeah, so the individual the pages can be shared on Facebook. You can just click on the Facebook link there, and you can share it on the Twitter feed, or you can obviously share it via an email there. The fee, the charge, so Muchloved is a not-for-profit organisation, so I'll put that out there first, but there is obviously, to provide this service, there is a fee, and there's a 3.2% charge on the donation, and our payment processor, who does all our payment processing for the donations, charges a 1.9% fee and 20p, and that's then passed on to the donor, and that's sort of how we're able to offer our service.
Elaine, login details, that's not a problem. If you just email contact support, or if you know who your account manager is, you could email them and we can set you up. It's not a problem.
Yeah, Elaine, what organisation are you from?
Haven Funeral Services.
So that will be your branch email. But if you want, then you can always contact me. So I'm your partnership manager. So if you have any problems, you can always just get in touch with me.
Could I just say as well, we do have a training team available. So if anybody feels that they would like a bit of extra training, or some other colleagues in the organisation could do with a little bit of training, just get in touch with either your account manager or contact support, and we can get that in place for you.
And yeah, sorry, so just go back to Tara's comment about how to improve the photo, how it appears on Facebook. I'm going to say sort of pass on that one, because I don't know whether or not I just clicked the picture I chose for Miss Telford was just a sort of a free download. So whether or not it was a low quality one, or whether it needs cropping or something on Facebook, I will have to pass. But I don't know how it's sort of passed across there. But we can look into that for you. All right, so it often cuts the photo in half. Okay, well, we'll have to have a look at that, Tara, and find out a bit more why it's doing that, because that isn't ideal. Okay, everyone, that is the half hour up. If you've got any other questions, fire them in now. If you want to get in touch with your account manager, as Jane says, then just give them a call, or just drop support a line.
Have a lovely day, everybody, and I hope this was helpful and useful to you all.